Well, as you know, it's the 100-year anniversary of the Harley Davidson. So what we thought we'd do is find out how much people, especially those who think they're experts, actually know about Harley Davidson. So we're out here at the Harley shop in Ogden on Riverdale. We're going to ask some of these guys and gals some questions. Well, we've moved over here to Scott. Scott is a Harley owner and rider. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right, and he knows a lot about Harley Davidson, correct?
Not a lot, but somewhat.
Well, that's what we're here to find out. We're going to test you. So first off, here's your first question. What kind of Harley do you own?
94 Road King.
Correct. As if I'd know.
Right, that's correct. You're doing good, too.
Thanks, Scott. Thanks. Well, Scott, tell me about this. This is the 100-year anniversary of Harley.
Correct.
That is correct. That is correct. So what kind of drives did the first Harleys have? They had a belt drive, but what were the belts made of?
Have no idea.
Come on, think about it. 100 years ago, what would they have made them?
Metal.
Metal? Incorrect. I've got a hint for you here. Can I lift your coat?
Sure, no belt.
You don't have a belt. Take a look at my belt.
Leather.
Leather. There we go. Leather belts. That is correct. Very, very good. What was the name of Peter Fonda's bike in the movie Easy Rider?
No idea on that either.
Oh, come on. Come on. Anybody over there know? What was the name?
Bike, an Easy Rider.
Name of the bike, an Easy Rider.
Captain America?
That is correct. A little help from the audience. Yeah, this is just like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. You get to poll the audience. You also get a 50-50, right? You also get a 50-50. When did the Indian Motor Company fold due to its competition with Harley Davidson? What years?
1940s.
Pretty close. 1950, actually.
Okay.
All right.
Done
Very good.
On that one.
Very good. Very good. Do you have an Indian bike?
No, I don't.
Not many people do.
I don't want one either.
And what a thing to say at the Harley Davidson shop.
That's correct.
One more question for you, Scott. So far, you've done very, very well, but I'm going to pull out a hard one, okay? Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. When did Harley introduce the Sportster models XLC and XLCH?
85.
Incorrect.
Okay.
It was, okay, I'll give you a hint. It was the year my mother graduated.
Oh, let me think. Did I know her?
I hope not, Scott. I sincerely hope not. That was 1958.
58. 1958?
That's what I said, Scott.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Very, very good. And so what do you do for a living, Scott?
I'm in, just like public sanitation.
Okay. All right. Because a few seconds ago, I thought someone told me that you were actually a law enforcement officer.
That is some sanitation aspects to that, isn't it correct?
I think this guy should get a pin just for that answer in itself. Thank you, Scott. Well, standing over here in the clothing area of the Ogden Harley Davidson store, and I've got a couple of questions for Walt, who I know is a Harley guy.
I am. I actually work here at the dealership.
Oh, you do? Okay, well then, are you aware that you have to answer these questions, or it's your job?
Well, I don't know.
All right. Are you pretty smart about Harley?
Well, I hope so. I'm parts manager, so.
I hope so too. Well, I'm actually not going to ask you any questions about parts, okay?
Okay.
All right. Here's your first one. When the Big Twin got an electric start, what was the name that they put on the fender?
Electric Glide.
Very good, Walt. How about this one? In 1967, what was the name of bike Harley built to compete with the small bike from Japan?
That was the Sprint.
Sprint what?
H.
Sprint H. Very good. He does know his Harley stuff, I'll tell you. When did the Heritage Softail get introduced?
1986.
Very good, Walt. You're doing so far so good. You've got 3 of 3. But now we're going on to the harder questions.
Here he goes.
Here he
You're going to sucker me in for this one.
Come on, Walt. Everything's not the way it appears.
Well, that's all right.
All right, but here you go. Are you ready, sir? Okay. The classic hardtail lines disappeared in 1957, but they returned in 1984 with the introduction of what model?
The Softail.
The Softail. That's right. And you know what? I didn't even let you study that question.
That's all right.
So he's done very well. Thanks, Walt.
I appreciate it.
Okay, we've got some Harley questions. I've cornered this guy right here. Your name is?
Mike.
Mike. All right. Who you got there in your arms, Mike?
Tommy.
Mike and Tommy. So we're going to ask some Harley questions of Mike and Tommy.
Okay.
First off, do you own a Harley, Mike?
I do.
Okay. What model do you own?
An FX STC. Softail.
A Softail. Yeah. Oh, okay. So maybe I should ask you the questions about the Softail.
Okay, go ahead.
Is that right? What about you? What kind of bike do you own?
This is a tricycle.
There's a guy that's comfortable with the mic, aren't you? Besides this mic, that's your dad mic. Okay, so you ready for your questions?
Go ahead.
Okay, I've been asking everyone this question because this is just the icebreaker. This kicks it right off.
Okay.
Okay, Harley's 100 years old this year.
Okay.
When they were first introduced, what were their belt drives made of? What were the belts actually made of?
Couldn't tell you. I thought they were leather.
You actually did tell me they were leather.
Okay, yeah.
Very good. 1 for 1, Mike. Okay. On to the Softail questions. Are you ready? The classic hardlines disappeared in 1957. They returned in 1984 with the introduction of what model? Wasn't the hardtail, it was the...
Must be the Softail.
Very good, Mike. Very, very good. We're going to move on to harder questions now. I'd leave him too for blowing that question.
Yeah, okay.
That's for sure. Okay, how about this? The model Sportster was the first to offer a belt drive. Nope, excuse me. Cut that, Bill. Sorry, I blew that up. When was the Fat Boy introduced?
I don't know.
1990.
Oh, okay, 1990.
You got that part right so far. When did Harley add instrument panels to their motorcycles? What year?
Not sure. What year?
It was 1947.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All right, here we go. In 1942, what major event impacted Harley Davidson, and how did it impact them?
The Twin.
1942 was the year of World War II,
Uh-huh.
and they went into military production.
Oh, yeah, okay, right. Sure.
So far, Mike, you've answered a lot of questions.
One.
That's not so bad. Okay, well, I'm going to ask you one more time. When the Big Twin got an electric start, what was the name they put on the fender? Got an electric start, so the name probably had something to do with electric.
Glide. I don't know.
Electric Glide. Very, very good, Mike.
Okay.
So far, so good. Seen the movie Easy Rider, have you not?
I have. Years ago, though. Been many
Right.
years.
Many, many years. It was made in 1969. Is that when you saw it?
No.
Okay, not that long ago.
Not quite that long.
What was the name of Peter Fonda's bike in that movie?
Captain America?
Very good. We're ending with a bang, Mike. You
Okay.
did very, very well, Captain
okay,
America. It earns your pin.
Thanks.
Well, I've just cornered Bob here to answer a couple of questions about Harley Davidson. Bob, you have a Harley, don't you?
Yep.
What model do you have?
03 lowrider.
03 Lowrider. You like it?
Oh yeah.
Very good. Very good. It's the 100-year anniversary of Harley Davidson. Did you know that?
Yes, I did.
Very, very good. How about I ask you a couple questions about them, right? I'll start off with the easy one.
Okay,
Is that
go
cool? Okay. When they were first introduced 100 years ago, their belt drives, what were their belt drives actually made of? The belt, what was it made of?
Corn, I believe it was.
Corn?
That was a chain.
Yes, it was the corn-fed Harley. It actually was a leather belt.
Oh, was it? I
Yeah.
wouldn't wear that.
Well, that's the truth. I know you told me corn, but I like the answer corn. That's funny. That's very, very funny. Okay, we'll move on to one maybe that's a little bit harder, but you've seen the movie Easy Rider.
Yes, I have.
Of course you have. Peter Fonda's bike, what was its name in that movie?
Oh God, I forget. I don't know.
Someone's shouting it from the background.
What do you say, American Eagle? What? I
American Eagle? Yeah.
have no idea.
Captain America.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what actually happened to that bike? A lot of people claim to own it, but do you know what happened to it?
I thought it blew up.
Well, it blew up in the movie, but that was what they call film trickery, Bob.
Okay.
The Titanic didn't sink in the movie either, Bob,
Okay. Well,
just so you know. Actually, the real bike was stolen.
by whom?
If I knew that, Bob, I'd be a rich man. No. Okay, I'm going to ask you a couple of other questions. The Harley sound is patented. Are you aware of that?
Yes, I believe. I heard that. Heard
Okay.
it was.
Well, how do they describe the Harley sound? They have a 3-word description. It's actually one word repeated 3 times. What is that description of the Harley sound?
Thud? Hell, I don't know.
Thud is pretty close, but it's actually potato, potato, potato.
I haven't heard that. I wasn't aware of that.
Can you mimic your Harley?
No, I can't.
Oh, come on, give it a try.
It's too loud.
Oh, it's too loud. Okay. Oh, sure, Bob. Brag it up. Brag it up. Okay, tell you what. If you answer this question, I'm going to give you the mug, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go. Got to open my question. All right, don't look at my questions, Bob.
I was looking for the
You want that mug, don't you? You really want that mug. Okay, no, I'm going to put it behind my back here so that you can't see. Okay, but here we go. Let's see. I'm going to go up to this one. What was the first name given to the Big Twin?
Duo Glide?
Very good, Bob. Not only did you get it right, but you proved that you could read at an arm's length. Very, very good. Thanks a lot, Bob.
Without my glasses.
Without your glasses. A good job. All right, next up we have
Jackpot Jack.
Jackbutt Jack?
Jackpot Jack.
Jackpot Jack. You know what? Thank you for not killing me over that mistake.
I just about did, but we'll let that one go.
We have Jackpot Jack instead. Whew, I'm going to be careful with these questions.
Okay.
Jackpot Jack. When was the shovelhead retired?
1984.
Jackpot Jack. You hit the jackpot on that one, Jack.
Thank you.
Right on that. We're moving on to the hard questions. Are you ready? Now, don't look at my answers here, Jackpot. Okay, we're all right. Okay. What was the first name given to the big twin?
The F-head.
The F-head?
Or the bumblebee. The first ones are the bumblebees. Next one's pancake, and then F-head.
We'll accept all of those answers, actually, Jackpot.
Okay.
All right, we're on to the next one. When did the Indian Motor Company fold?
In 1956, I think, 55.
That is correct. Why did they fold?
Harley put them out of business.
You think
they made a better machine?
There you have
My
it.
personal opinion, though. I'm a Harley rider.
No, that's okay. You actually look like a Harley rider.
Oh, I actually am.
You know what? We're having better luck finding Harley riders out here at the Harley shop than at Target this morning.
Oh, yeah, Target?
Yeah, we were over there, but we actually found more Harley riders over here.
Well, you didn't. That's because they didn't put them on the shopping carts yet.
You did. That's a good idea. Target should sell Harleys, don't you think?
Yes, sir.
Get them out into the masses. Okay, we're going to move on to the very, very hard questions. Are you ready?
Okay.
When did the Heritage Softail get introduced?
Oh, Heritage 84, 85, 84.
That's very close. That's very close. We actually have 86, but man, nobody's come that
close.
close.
With the Softail, which is close to the Heritage. So.
That's great. What about the Fat Boy? When was that?
God, I should know that one too. Fat Boy. 90.
1990, exactly. What kind of Harley do you have?
Mine is 43 UL.
Oh, wow. That's got to be sweet.
Yeah, it is.
Sweet, sweet bike. I got one more for you, Jackpot Jack. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
Get that old Jackpot Jack brain warmed up here. All right, this one, I think this one is a tough one, but I'm going to ask you. Okay, what design change was responsible for the name Hydroglide? What did they do that made it a Hydroglide?
The front end.
The front end being the
Hydroglide.
that is
Dual glide, or whatever you want to call it. Hydroglide.
right. So what part of the front end did they actually change?
The whole fork assembly.
Oh, man, this guy is right on. He knows his stuff. Jackpot Jack, Harley expert, and also a nice guy. Thank you, Jackpot.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, so now I'm going to ask a couple questions about Harley with Nikki. And Nikki assures me that she doesn't know anything.
Girl, I'm the new girl.
You're the new girl, and you don't think you know anything about Harley, right?
Not much.
Okay, well, then I tell you what, we'll start with some really easy questions. A Harley Davidson is a
Motorcycle.
1 for 1. How many wheels does the average Harley Davidson have?
2.
See, you said you didn't know anything about it,
I'm better
Nikki.
than I thought.
This is great. This is great. The part that the man sits on is known as the...
Seat?
You said seat like it was a question? Yes, seat is the question. Okay, Nikki, 3 for 3 so far. Okay, now I'm going to ask you another easy one. Are you ready? Okay, what was the last year for the Panhead?
62.
1962? That's a pretty good guess. It was actually 1965.
Okay.
You are way closer than that.
that's a good guess.
You are way closer. What year were you born?
80.
80?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, then you did pretty well because you went 13 years back into history. You want one more?
No.
If you can ask, what do you...
Okay, yeah.
Come on, try one more. Are you ready here?
Yep.
Okay, Nikki, put that brain on. Don't look at my answers. Okay, are you ready? In what year was the Sportster styled and marketed as the junior version of the Hydroglide?
87.
Pretty close, but it was actually 1957.
Okay.
But I think you did pretty well. Do you think you did well?
Yeah.
I think she did very well. Thanks, Nikki. Okay, out here in the repair shop with Sandy and Richard, and we're going to ask both of them questions. I think I'll ask them to you one at a time so that you guys can have a chance to think about them and all that. And I'll try and make this as fair as possible, okay?
Okay.
Is that all right with you, Sandy?
That's good.
All right. Now, Sandy, first off, who do you think knows more about Harleys, you or Richard?
Richard.
Is that right? Richard, are you with that?
No, Sandy knows a lot.
All right, well, let's test. Who's going to keep score? Somebody out there will keep score. Okay, you ready? Sandy's very first question. Sandy, how many wheels does a Harley bike have?
2.
Very good. 1 for Sandy. Richard, okay, when did Harley stop production of the Hydroglide?
Of the Hydroglide?
Yes, sir.
They never did. They'll make a Hydroglide.
They still make a Hydroglide? Yes. All right.
The Hydroglide is the front end.
This is going to be tough, I'll tell you what. This is going to be really tough because this is my list right here, Richard. I think you should have wrote it, actually. Okay, so we're 1-on-1, is that right? We got 1 and 1?
This one's technically
on top of that?
Hydroglide.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Okay, well, we're talking to the mechanic. He ought to know. Okay, so we're 1-on-1. So far, we're doing pretty well. Okay, Sandy, here comes your next question. This one's a little harder, okay? The part of the Harley that the man sits on is called the...
Seat.
Very good. There we go. Okay, Richard, an equally easy question for you. When did Harley start offering colors besides green?
Would have been I'm going to guess 52.
1952. I actually have 1928, so no point on that one.
I lose.
No, not so far. Okay, so what are we? 2-1? We're 2-1 now. Are you ready for your next question, Sandy? Okay, now this one's going to be a little bit harder, okay?
Okay.
In fact, I'm even going to use this bike as sort of the model on this. All right, don't you worry about it. Okay, name the part I am pointing to.
Grip.
Very good. I think she's 3 for 3, folks. Okay, Richard, an equally easy question for you. Are you prepared? All right.
Yeah.
All right. The shovel head was retired in what year?
1984.
1984. That was really, really good. Congratulations, Richard.
84 and a half, but
1984 and a half?
yeah. Because Evo came out 84 and a half.
Can't get much more accurate than 1984 and a half. Richard knows. It was retired in May of 1984 at 5:15 p.m. on the 14th. You up for one more?
Sure.
This one is a tough one, okay?
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. Don't look at my answers, Sandy. That's it. They're behind your neck from here on out, okay? All right, here we go. Are you ready? When did the production of the FXR models end? Just the year would be fine.
86.
1994 instead.
That's close.
Did you know that one, Richard?
I was going to say 93.
You're gonna say 93. Okay. Well, this could be your point right here, Richard. All you got to do is answer it, and you are there. The majority of the 1952 bikes came with a
52 came with a
free Elvis single. No. It has to do with the clutch and the grip.
No, came without suicide shift.
Without suicide. I don't know what suicide shift is. And
Shift.
tank shift,
Without
yeah.
tank shift.
They actually, my answer says it.
Forward controls.
Yeah, I think that's probably all right. My answer says that they had a hand shift and a foot clutch.
Yeah.
And that's what Richard would have said too. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Sandy. You both did very, very well with equally hard questions. Out in the Harley garage here, going to ask a couple of questions of Jed, I believe it is. Is that correct, Jed?
Yes, that's correct. What's your name?
My name is Craig, but I'm asking the questions, Jed.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, keep that in mind. Okay, here's the thing, though, Jed. They just told me that you had your hair cut. How long was your hair?
I was about down to a little below my ear, I guess.
A little bit below your ear, huh? Tell me the truth, Jed. Do you think I'd look good with your style of hair?
Heck yeah.
Do you?
Do you think you could sport it?
I don't know, Jed.
I'm not answering the questions. I'm sorry. You're asking.
No, you can go ahead and ask that one. I'm just sitting there looking at your hair, because how old are you?
I'm 21.
You're 21, okay. Well, I'm exactly double your age. I'm 42.
Okay.
And the only way I could get a hairdo like that would be to mix Viagra with Rogaine.
Well, give it a shot.
I probably should. What have I got to lose, right?
Nothing.
Well, Jed tells me he knows absolutely nothing about Harley. Is that correct?
I know a little bit, but very seldom.
Do you have a Harley?
I don't.
You don't? I have a Harley.
Oh, right on.
Knife.
Oh.
Harley knife. Yeah, this is it right here. Do you like it?
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's my Harley. Tough to ride, but
I'd say so.
But it does impress the girls. All right, are you ready? So here's a quick one for you. Now, Jed, the reason we're doing this is that Harley is now 100 years old. Okay.
Okay.
So what year did Harley Davidson start?
1903.
So you know more about Harley than you thought you did. The first belts, Jed, on the Harley machines, what were they made of?
Cat intestine.
That is really sick. Harley would never do that. For the record, folks, they never would do that. What were they made of?
What were they made of? Leather.
Leather, that is correct. Oh, who said hemp over there? I'm calling the cops. The same girl, she actually answered hemp to every question I asked.
Well, we know where her mind's at then.
Yeah. Do you think Harley actually has anything made of hemp?
Maybe some of their motor clothes.
Probably so. Probably so. So, what was the Big Twin first called when it was introduced? What was that?
The Big Twin?
That is correct.
Isn't it called the Big Twin?
No. It's not a trick question. It actually has a different name. Okay, think of another name for twin.
Deuce?
That's close. Duo?
Double?
No. Duo?
Duo?
Duo? Duo glide?
I'd say the Duo Glide.
I think you're pretty good. I don't know if he's a Harley rider or a puppet, folks. I've got my hand up his back. I'm making him talk. Actually, you did very, very well, Jed. Thanks for everything.
Hey, not a problem.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Whew. That one was worth the time. Okay, I've just caught up over here in the corner with Jim, who is definitely a Harley man. Is that correct, Jim?
Absolutely.
Absolutely dyed in the wool. You ever owned anything else?
Nothing else.
That's a man. Of course you have. That's a good answer.
You always start out with something and you realize after you make a mistake that you have to upgrade to the right equipment.
Do you actually sell Harley or what here, Jim?
Of course I do.
Of course you do. Of course you do. Well, yeah, I'm going to ask you a couple questions about Harley. It's the 100-year anniversary of Harley Davidson, and we want to make sure that those people who are buying Harley are educated. Are you educated?
No.
All right. Well, then here's your education coming.
All right.
When they were first introduced, what were the belt drives made of? What were the actual belts made of?
Leather.
Leather, correct. So you know more about Harley than you thought. Okay.
Yes.
When the Shovelhead was retired, what were the next bikes called?
Shovelhead would be the Panhead.
The Panhead. You said you didn't know anything about Harley.
No, well, I'm trying.
You're doing very, very well. Okay, I'm going on to the rest of these right here.
I get 2 cups.
When the Big Twin got an electric start, what was the name put on the fender?
Oh, I don't know. Electroglide.
Electroglide. You actually did know. You actually did you ever see a movie called Electroglide in Blue?
I did not.
Oh, it had Robert Blake in it. You know, Beretta.
Okay.
Okay, very good. Okay, you've seen the movie Easy Rider.
I have.
Of course, it's required.
Yeah, if you're going to ride a Harley, you have to see it.
Absolutely. What was Peter Fonda's bike's name in that movie?
Freedom.
Freedom? That's pretty close. It was actually named after a cartoon character because of the American flag across the gas tank. How about Captain America? There we go. Captain America. Very good. You didn't have any help on that, did you?
No, none.
Okay. Very good. Okay, you ready for your very last question?
Make it an easy.
All right. No, absolutely not. This is going to be the hardest one you've ever answered. I'm not going to ask you like what the part that the guy sits on is called. I already asked girls back there. They told me it was a seat. I got it. Very good. Are you ready? The Shovelhead was retired in what year?
Shovelhead would be 54 or 47.
Actually, I'll give you a hint. There was a book with the name of this year as its title, written by George Orwell.
1942.
You need to go to the library, Jim. How about 1984?
Really? It was that late?
That's what this paper says. Thank you very much, Jim. You actually did very, very well.
I tried.
All right, so she's a little camera shy, but I think she knows her Harley stuff, and we're going to find out. I'm going to give her a couple of questions. What's your name?
Cheryl.
So far, you're 1 for 1, Cheryl. You answered the first question correctly. All right, are you ready? Okay, Cheryl, let me ask you this. When the Big Twin got an electric start, what was the name they put on the fender?
The Electroglide.
2 for 2, Cheryl. You're doing well.
Well, thank you.
All right, in 67, all right, the name of the bike, what was the name of the bike that Harley built to compete with the small bike from Japan?
The Spirit H.
That is correct, other than it's called the Sprint H.
Oh.
Kind of hard to read those answers right this far away, isn't it? All right, well, how about this? When Harley was first introduced, what were the first belts on the drive system made of? What were they made of? I'll give you a hint. Harley's and a cow had something in common.
Leather.
Absolutely. See, you did better than you thought you were going to, right?
Oh, I did horrible.
What kind is your bike? Tell everybody.
It's a Sportster.
A Sportster.
Yep.
Very good. And that's what I think you should own too. Thank you very much for answering the questions.
It's a hugger, and it's a neat bike.
It's a hugger and a neat bike. There you have it. Thanks. All right, back here at the Harley Davidson shop in Ogden, Utah. I've got a definite Harley fan right next to me. He likes Harley so much he even wrote it on his jacket to just show how much he likes Harley. What's your name, sir?
Bruce Crouch.
Bruce Crouch. Nice to have you here today, Bruce.
It's good to be here.
You know a lot about Harley Davidson?
Not a lot. This is my first year. But
This is your very first year, huh?
Yep.
What are you doing out here? It's the day before Mother's Day.
Well, today they're doing a little work on my deuce, and we had some tires mounted as well. And the service shop was nice enough to work us in today.
Well, that was very nice of the service shop.
Yeah.
You're going to pay them for this, aren't you?
No, they do it free.
Well, that's something that certainly shouldn't get out on film, okay? Well, Bruce, come on, let's talk Harley, okay? 100-year anniversary.
Hey, it's great to be a part of it.
Great. And your 1-year anniversary with Harley.
Yeah, probably this will be my first year. That's
okay.
correct.
So 100 years of Harley. So what year then was Harley introduced?
Wow, how about 1903, huh?
Very good. You're 1 for 1 so far.
Yeah.
So far, Bruce, we're cooking.
If they don't get any harder, we'll be okay.
They're going to get a lot harder, Bruce. But we'll start out with the easy ones. When they were introduced, what were their belt drives made of? What were the belts actually made of back then?
Wow, that's a good... I don't know.
No.
Let's guess rubber, huh?
Nope, not rubber. Not rubber, something else. Something more common 100 years ago.
More common, 100. Leather, maybe, huh?
Leather, exactly.
Yes.
Maybe that's where all this leather came from. You know, maybe that's how it all started. Just a guess.
All transpired.
How about this? Did you quit looking at the answers, Bruce? I can't believe
Listen,
you.
without my glasses on, I can't even see that camera, man.
All right, well then I'll put them up here instead. Okay. In 1911, what was the horsepower of the 500cc engine?
40?
Pretty close. It was a tenth of it. Actually, it was 4 horsepower.
No kidding.
That's what the paper says. When were speedometers added as standard equipment? What year?
1920?
Pretty close. 1936. 1936. But can you believe they didn't have a speedometer before then?
Yeah, I guess with 4 horsepower, you may not have needed one.
Actually, do you know why they didn't have a speedometer?
Probably no speed limits.
There were actually no radar guns in 1936. That was the reason they were introduced, was they were brought along. Here's another one for you. Was it always a street bike? Let's see.
My guess would be no, that it wasn't always a street bike.
That's correct, especially back in 1903, because there were very few streets.
Few streets.
Absolutely correct. Let's see. When did the production of the FXR models end?
FXR. I don't know.
That was 1994.
94.
So not too long ago at all, like that. Is that your son standing over there?
That is indeed.
What's his name?
That's Michael.
Michael, are you going to let Michael ride your Harley?
Sure. Yeah, he's welcome to ride it anytime.
He just took off for the parking lot right now. He's running as quick as he can to go ride that Harley. Do you let him ride often?
As often as he would want to. Yeah, he's let me ride his Buell a few times, so.
It's a father and son activity. That's what it's all about, right?
That's correct.
One more question, Bruce. Are you up for it?
You betcha. Shoot.
All right. What were the bikes after the Shovelhead called? What were the next bikes right after the Shovelhead called?
Come on, Andrew. Give me a little... I don't know.
This isn't Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. You can't poll the audience.
Well, I was hoping to hear some whispering from the back, but I obviously am not getting the support behind the counter.
Well, they were actually called Panhead.
Panhead, okay.
That
Shovelhead and Panhead.
Shovelhead and Panhead.
Well, it's been educational for me.
That's for sure, Bruce. We're sending you to Harley School, okay?
Yeah,
Thanks for all your time today.
Thank you. Appreciate it.